Hi, Jalisha. How are you?
Hey Ricky, I'm good. And how are you?
Very, very good. Thanks for asking. So, yeah, I just wanted to let you yourself introduce yourself to our audience today a little bit more about you, where you're from, what you do. So, yeah, feel free to take the stage.
Yeah, for sure, thanks. So I'm a direct response copywriter and I currently specialize in email copywriting and deliverability. I've been a copywriter for nearly 2 years now, and right now I'm focused on optimizing email deliverability for my clients so that they're landing in the primary inbox every time to help them maximize sales from email.
Perfect, perfect. We've been on a similar kind of road actually. 2 years. I've been this 2.5 years as well. I started in a similar place in terms of email marketing. A lot of mine was cold outreach, but now obviously I focus more on like segmentation now that we're working. Now that this is the brand customer insights action, we focus a lot more on lifestyle and wellness, and yeah, we focus more on package deliveries and segmentation. So yeah, it's really really good to hear. And I wanted to talk a little about actually about your journey in terms of Upwork and what you did there, so the audience can get a little bit more of an idea of how you came what you are today, how the journey all started.
Yeah, for sure. So I initially got started into copywriting because I was looking for a way to earn money online, and I knew from uh, for quite some time now that I wanted to do work remotely so that I could be able to work anywhere. And so I I was looking at different options and I found copywriting to be something that really interested me and aligned with me because I enjoyed writing, and the the work of copywriting itself sounded pretty interesting, where you get to know the client's audience and write copy that resonates with them.
Yeah,
And so I started learning copywriting in February of last year. And
nice.
then after months of honing my skills and learning not just how to write emails, but also landing pages, sales pages,
Mm,
and ads,
mm,
I started on Upwork
yeah,
about I would say around November of last year. I started on Upwork to look for clients.
nice.
So
What
it
made you
was,
start? What made you join? What made you join that platform actually originally? What sparked the interest to join Upwork?
yeah. So I joined Upwork because it seemed like a good place to start looking for clients,
Yeah,
because the people there are already looking for a copywriter or a freelancer essentially.
yeah.
And so there's jobs posted there all the time every day.
Mm,
And so I figured that would be a good way to look for business owners that are actively looking for copywriters.
amazing, amazing. What was your success? How would you differentiate your success on there compared to success now? What's the difference? Would you say?
Yeah, I think back then I mean I was just getting started, so success to me was just getting any client.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I would apply for like any job that I felt I could do.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I tried to I I would take on jobs and clients that were like pretty low paying, to be honest,
Yeah.
just to get started and get my foot in the door.
We all start at that stage for sure. It's just first about getting the experience and the closing clients under your belt for sure. For sure. You actually started with our co-founder Antonis, right? He was your accountability partner. Is that correct?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. If you could you tell us a little bit more about that before we move on? Or just if you got anything to share about your journey when you started the copywriting journey and how you and Antonis sharpened each other and got to this stage where you are both at today.
Yeah, so we both joined a copywriting program, and then um he was looking for an accountability partner, so I DM'd him, and then that's pretty much how we became accountability partners, and then we've been checking in with each other and holding each other accountable with our goals
Nice.
since for like the maybe like nearly a year now, or it's been around that long. We're
Amazing.
not in the program anymore either, but we're
Still,
still keeping in touch and giving each other updates.
that's amazing. We all met each other around like a similar time. You met Antonis like 1 year ago. I met him in January 2024. We started our journey together. So we're nearly there around the same time. It's amazing to hear. He's a great guy. I
Yeah.
wanted to move on actually to the stage of so the success that you gained from acquiring these clients on Upwork. So you must have had to have like a quite a successful extensive portfolio. What advice would you give to actually build like effective an effective portfolio for your target audience and clientele?
Yeah. For a portfolio, definitely having a strong portfolio will help you stand out.
Mm.
And so, my advice would be to not just have your portfolio pieces, but also include like a write up of your thought process behind why you wrote the copy in that way, and that that little thing not a lot of people do, and so it really does stand out immediately, and
Mm.
it also gives potential clients like insight into your thought process and your strategy,
Yeah.
and that's really what they're looking for. They're not just looking for someone who can write pretty emails, but
Yeah.
or like pretty sounding copy, but someone who thinks like a marketer, and how who thinks about like the deeper the deeper strategy behind the copy.
Mm. Would you say what part would you say testimonials and uh, expose testimonials and just showing your credentials of results within the portfolio? What impact does that have for you when you're going into a discovery call, a hot lead and prospect? What kind of advice does that give you? Would you say?
That's a good question, and I actually don't include testimonials in my portfolio. I think because when people ask, I mainly show them samples of my writing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think including testimonials is also a a good idea if you have them,
yeah,
because it also shows that it also shows how other clients how other clients think of you, and it shares their experience, and so the people reading them will also
Mm,
feel like they will have a similar good experience with you if they work with you.
for sure. I believe it has like a domino effect, like an effective portfolio and testimonials as well. I believe they have like a domino effect, create like more inbound leads, whether that's WhatsApp, LinkedIn, or via your email lead system. This just creates like a domino effect. Really leverage it to your client. So, and I'd say within your portfolio, it's very detailed, very professional, and we'll plug that at the end. By the way, it's a very very useful tool to have. Yeah, very good useful tool in your armor to have when going into a discovery call with a hot lead and prospect. I would say for sure. I wanted to talk about a big one, a big topic, which is how to close four-figure clients. This is something that people within this space definitely are interested in hearing about, and we know um, that you actually have experience, don't you, within this? So, what advice would you give to somebody who's going from the Upwork platform to closing, scaling a four-figure client? What would you recommend? What steps to take in terms of getting these type of clients signed and over the line?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for closing four-figure clients, it it's definitely a matter of just finding and reaching out to these types of clients.
Yeah,
And there are different ways you can go about doing that. Like you can definitely find four-figure clients on Upwork and also off of the platform.
yeah,
So yeah, what I did, I went to cold email, and I think the way to close four-figure clients is really just to reach out to them with a specific problem that they have.
yeah.
Because it's I would recommend having a specific offer and
True,
of
true.
solving a specific and urgent problem for them.
Yeah. So would you say like you have to identify what to trigger and then offer them some kind of like free value? Would you say? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What steps? So if we could go into like more detail, how did that work for in your experience? How did that work for you? Like what kind of trigger points did you hit, and then what kind of value would you recommend to offer to other people within this space?
Yeah, so for me specifically, I my offer was getting people out of spam and the promotions tab and have their emails landing consistently in the primary inbox,
Yeah.
because that way, just from that alone, the visibility of their emails increases by like around double.
Yeah.
So that alone increases
Not
their sales.
Yeah, we're literally all of us. We have hundreds to read, maybe not thousands. Nobody's checking like hardly anybody is checking spam. So this is a
Yeah,
really
for sure.
really big problem to hit on. Yeah, it's a really useful and high valuable problem and offer to solve. So in terms of the actual discovery calls themselves, what advice would you give in terms of people within the space who are nervous into going into closing a potential huge client like 4 or 5 figures? What would you say on how to prepare and yeah, how to prepare for a discovery call like this, and how to prepare and actually get them to sign? What would you say um, was the key standout from you compared to your competitors or people that they've spoke to previously?
Yeah, I think to prepare for it, it really does come down to practice. Like, definitely um, practice sales calls with like a friend and
Mm,
record them too, so that way you can watch them and take note of where you can improve.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
As I mentioned in the first original stream, man, I actually had 20 sales calls when I first became a copywriter, and I kept having to go back and analyze where I was going wrong because I literally failed on my first 20 plus sales calls, which was really like disheartening and lowered my confidence a little bit. So you have to keep analyzing. But then when you go back to the drawing board, you learn these kind of things to sharpen and realize it's just a conversation with a human being. If you just treat it as a conversation and you don't focus on the monetary value too much, just focus on your expertise and their problems, treat them like a human being. Just yeah, simply just build the report, find common ground, and then this is what's going to get your foot in the door as well as like the previous things we've mentioned, like having an effective portfolio and experience, testimonies. This just builds you up in a higher ranking for sure with the prospect, and especially when you have good like authentic character. This definitely helps for sure. Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So if I could say, if you could give one tip for the audience for the future, what tip would you give for someone coming from Upwork, looking to scale their own clientele as a freelancer or as a marketing brand like myself? What experience would you say? What advice would you give to someone going from that platform or Fiverr or those platforms into becoming either a freelancer or professional copywriting and marketing services? What advice, one tip would you give to prepare people for the future?
Yeah, I think my tip is is really just to be persistent and not give up, because and I know that's how kind sounds kind of cliche, but it's so true that if you're trying to scale your business or clientele, and you're doing it on your own
Yeah.
outside of Upwork, it's definitely harder, and you'll go through times where you're working so hard
Mm,
and you're just seeing no results, and you just wanna give up, or you just feel like you can't do it. But the reality is, as long as you keep at it, there's no way that you won't be successful. It's just a matter of time. You
yeah.
won't see the results right away, but if you keep going, you
Yeah.
will. And the only time you won't is if you give up.
It's all about discipline and believing in your vision, believing in what's ahead. It's not about like right now. It's just like how you said, you're just planting the seed each day when you're, for example, doing outreach, um, prospecting. These kind of things are just planting the seeds, and then all of a sudden, a lot. I found what happens usually is you have like quiet spells, and then you get like people come all at once. You get like three, four hot prospects and leads all at once. So when you plant the seeds each day, even if seems repetitive and boring, this like discipline and envisioning what's to come is what gets you to the stage that offer today is. That's for sure. That's
Yeah, definitely.
for sure. But yeah, it's been a wonderful chat and discussion and conversation. We would love to have you on again in the future. Um, any final thoughts before we leave?
Final thoughts. I I mean, I guess I just want to say that I'm really grateful for being here and chatting with you. It was lovely.
It's me too. Me too. Also, I just wanted to. Let's plug your website. We can plug your website in the link. So, what's your website so the viewers can check it out?
Yeah, so my website is plumaimpact.com, and you can also find me on all my socials.
Yeah,
My handle is Jalisha Dawn for all of them.
perfect, perfect. We'll put that website link in the video, and also check out our website customerinsightsaction.co.uk. And the socials we'll leave in the description below. And yeah, we'll wrap this one up. And it's been a pleasure speaking to you. I hope we can do this and come back for again very very soon in the near future. Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure, and thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.